Are you a digital nomad, an entrepreneur, a freelancer, a teacher, or somebody that loves adventure? Are you planning to move to or come to Kazakhstan in the next 1, 2, 3, 5 years? These are the top 5 cities you should consider living in. I'm gonna do my ranking based on cost of living, population, English proficiency, and what other things, and opportunities. Welcome back. My name is Abraham Salakor. I am a teacher and a designer. I live in Kazakhstan and I share my experience as a foreigner living in Kazakhstan. I also share my experience as a teacher living in Kazakhstan, as a general teacher, language learning experience. I share that. So if it's something that interests you, you might as well do well to subscribe or like this video, and hopefully you get more of it in future. Without wasting much of your time, let's go deep into my top 5 cities. One thing I should take note of is before making this video, I had 7 cities, or let me say towns and cities in mind. I was able to streamline it to 5. So at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my notable 2. Let's put it that way. Now, top 5. Number 5, let's start with Aktau. Aktau is a western Kazakhstan city. It's around the Caspian Sea, and this is one city that's blessed with Kazakhstan oil. Yeah, that's where the riches of Kazakhstan. Well, I wouldn't say everything, just a bit of the riches. When you're talking about oil, a lot of oil factories are based there. So I think this explains why we have a lot of oil experts, engineers. If you want to find a number of foreigners in Kazakhstan, you might go to Aktau. You have a lot of them there. And some people believe that's the West is the area of beers, because it is believed we have beers in Kazakhstan. So you get to see some. I have never seen it, but you get to see some of them there. Also because of the existence of expatriates in Aktau, a number of people speak English. Now, like I said, a number. By number, I mean business people. Might not be everybody in terms of locals, but you get to see a number of professionals speak English. I have seen a lot of people contact me before going to Aktau to maybe get a job posting and something, saying they want to learn English before they go there. Basically, maybe because of something like this, we have people around that area learning to speak and to improve their spoken English. So if you're a foreigner, you might have no problem with this. The population is around, let's say, 200 to 300, maybe less than that, maybe 300. And it's a beautiful place. In terms of weather, it's mild. Now, by mild, you should understand Kazakhstan is a I don't want to say an extremely cold country, but it's close to that. Kazakhstan gets to minus 30, minus 20 degrees Celsius. In terms of cost of living, I would say the cost of living, it's pretty similar for most of these countries. It depends on your taste. Number one, it depends on what you want. Number two, it depends on maybe the specific area. I would explain that maybe when I go deeper into other cities. But as an expert, if you have $1,000, I think you would be pretty comfortable in Actel. You'll be pretty comfortable in terms of I'm talking accommodation and feeding allowance. Yeah, you'll be pretty comfortable. Number 4 on my list, I know Kazakhs. Once I have mentioned Actel, some people might say something similar to Actel, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm going to pick my own number 4, which is Karaganda. Why Karaganda? Karaganda is a city I fancy due to its proximity to the nation's capital. I'm still gonna say, now I'm giving you my hint to the next cities. Karaganda is close to the nation's capital, and it's a beautiful, not so large city. The definition of city in this country is kind of skewed, and put it that way. But it's also around 300,000, a bit above in terms of population. It's a beautiful place. And one thing I have noticed about Karaganda is the fast pace at which the education grows. I have had schools grow there really fast, and I think it's due to the institutions there. I think there are some universities there, and I think there's this exchange program happening there. So there's this influx of students there. I also heard okay, let me not mention names. There are some educational institution, beautiful educational institution. So it looks like Karaganda is kind of like uh, an annex to the capital based on costs and expenses. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying. So with the same budget, you can play around in Kazakhstan. The cost of living is beautiful, it's normal, and it's amazing. Language, English is a bit spoken. Let me say, students there have a very high tendency to speak English. So that's something about Karaganda. As an expert, I would say teachers survive there well. Teachers survive there. By survive, I mean teachers might do well in Karaganda. I have had offers from Karaganda, but for some reasons, I chose to stay where I am. I'll still keep that for the future. Number three on my list is Shimkent. Haha, you all saw that coming, right? Shimkent is, for some reasons, I'm not a huge fan of Shimkent. For one reason, if you're an expert and you are looking for somewhere people speak English, Shimkent might not be the place for you. Shimkent is in the southern part of Kazakhstan, and southern part of Kazakhstan has this prominence of Kazakh language, which one day I would love to. This is not one of the reasons I don't like Shimkent. The reason I don't like Shimkent is basically because English speakers are not there. But I want to go there for the reason that I am planning to learn Kazakh. I want to learn Kazakh, and I believe someone might like that, might force me to do that. Enough about me. Shimkent is the place if you want to do something. Shimkent is the place if you are not a fan of this cold weather. Shimkent is pretty warm. Even in winter, it's way better. I heard I heard and I also did my research that when we had minus 30, minus 28 degrees Celsius in last winter, Shimkent was around minus 18 and minus, yeah, something like that, which is way better compared to, I remember a year in Kazakhstan, we got minus 38, minus 42. I was in another city. I was to tell you the name of the city, and it was minus 42. For context, if you're new here, your freezer, the engine called the freezer, that freezes your food, freezes food at minus 18, minus 20, and we got to minus 42. People died. I am serious here. So for you to understand how deep this might be, Shimkent has a population of about 1 million people. In terms of standard of living, these cities are pretty similar. So I would say with $1,000, you're good to go. Yeah, you are good to go. Now, one thing I forgot to mention about most of these places is that it might be difficult to find that those structures, except Atral, those structures you really like. One thing I have noticed about this country is that they have this old style of buildings, except some cities, which I'm coming back to that. Yeah, not the old I'm talking about, just like in England, right? Just like in England. Maybe it's because, yeah, they're not modern cities, and maybe that's the reason, but that's one thing I have noticed. Number two on my list, of course, that's my city, Astana. It was formerly known as Nur Sultan, Kazakhstan, and it's a city that has about 2 million people. People speak English a lot here. An average of 4 out of every 10 people speak English here. So you get to see yourself even approached by students, hello, asking you questions in the English language. What else? Oh, Astana is cold. If you're not a fan of weather, Astana is cold. But one good thing about Astana is that in terms of opportunities, Astana has a lot. When you're talking about IT, talk about education, talk about big offices, law, anything. Astana has it. One hindrance for you, if you're coming without an invitation or you just come in, well, if you are a tourist, you have no problem. But if you're coming in search of opportunities, you know that you must have your Russian up to date. That's one thing I want to assure you of. City Astana is a very modern city, and there are two sides to Astana. We have the right side and we have the left side. I currently live in the modern, like the new development area. So we have new houses there, a lot of new houses, and it's beautiful. Except they're just trying to grow trees. If we want to see if we want to see nature, you want to see nature, but kind of older houses compared to the left side. You go to the right, you see amazing, but you see history there. You understand everything about Astana there. In terms of cost of living, now I would say Astana is a bit above $1,000. If you really want to enjoy it, taxes would kill you. Taxes would kill you. Also, what else might kill you? Well, everything is expensive. A lot of things are expensive in Astana. Yeah, I think it's because of it's the capital of the city. It's the capital city. Traffic, a lot. But what makes it, what gets it to number two is the capital. Number one, opportunities. It's like it's just the same thing as all the capitals of the world, right? You get to you spend hard and you earn hard and you get to spend it hard also. One more thing I want to notice is that if you're trying to, it's a beautiful place if you plan to raise your family. We have excellent schools, and by excellent schools, I'm even talking about both private and public. They have international schools also, a lot of them in Astana here. So the future is bright here. The future is bright. A lot of our international schools here in the capital. Beautiful, beautiful city. Modern houses compared to other cities. So Astana number two. Now drum roll. Let's go to number one. Almaty. Almaty is this culmination of everything I have talked about in terms of weather, in terms of English proficiency, in terms of standard of living, just name it, nature, weather. Almaty is fairer than Astana, although not as fair as Shymkent, but fairer than Astana. It it also has, I think it has these two sides also when it comes to uh, cost of living and the how we call it, the geography, the area of Astana, Almaty. Foreigners flock to Almaty for the reason that the weather is good. So they get to you get to meet a lot of foreigners there. So which means English proficiency is really good. So that's one thing I have taken note in Almaty. One more thing is that also in terms of population, you might experience a bit of traffic because they have over 2 million, maybe more than 2 million people there. Due to that, cost of living, it depends on where you live. If you choose to live on the right or left side, excuse me, I've been struggling, have been a bit ill, so I'm struggling a bit. And that's something about Almaty. Almaty has it all. Nature, that's the home to all beautiful mountains, mountain views. If you're a tourist, you should go to Almaty. There are a lot of amazing things there, and that is just it. Sorry, I'm sick, and see what I go through to make videos. Also, in terms of employment opportunities, IT and the likes, IT, education, you've got it in Almaty. People, well, one thing is, it's better for you to learn the language. It's better for you to learn the language. So one thing about Almaty. Now to talk about my two or three bonus cities. Number one of my two bonus cities, I want to talk about Atrao. Atrao is also similar to Actao. So everything I said about Actao, give it to Actao. The reason I didn't mention them is like they're similar, so I don't need to have the two on my list. So Actao is also a fuel, or can I say petroleum country. It's a place that has a lot of companies, oil companies there. So Expat also go there. So I've heard a lot of things about Actao and Actao, and that's my reason for there. One more city is Pavlodar. I lived there for 4 years. It's the home to, there's around 400,000 people. It has two major universities, one airport, and it's also home to one of these oil factories there. Yeah, I think there's a oil factory, there's a food factory. So they have some factories in the city. It's a beautiful city, extremely cold. It's in the northern part of Kazakhstan. It's cold. It's cold but calm, and you will have it all. If you're looking for something calm, you can try out Pablo there, and you will enjoy the best. So this is where I plan to say more, but my body is heating up. So this is where I want to stop. So this is where I plan to stop. If you have questions for me, I want you to note it down in the comment section, and I want you to watch this video. If you haven't seen it, you will enjoy every bit of the video. Again, see you in our next video. Thank you and have an amazing day. Goodbye.